Hey!
Can you hear me?
Hi! Yes!
What's up?
What's
Wow.
up? How are
Wow.
you?
I'm good. How are
What?
you?
I'm
Is it cold
good.
right now?
Not really. It's okay. I can just walk
Huh?
out with a t-shirt, but it's okay.
Oh, it feels like it's cold. That's why I was like, because it is August right now.
Yeah, but it's still fine. It's not like winter kind of cold.
You're from JB, that's why.
Yeah. Where are you?
I am at my parents' house.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sitting outside. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, welcome to Tea Talks.
Tea Talks. Wow. TEE or
Yeah,
TEA.
TE, that's my surname.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Is this the Wait, is this the first episode,
No, my first
or have you
episode
done
was
it?
with Daniel.
Oh, nice. What did you
Yeah.
guys talk about?
Well, this series is called Dreams Beyond Borders. So it's basically about people who like left their hometown and
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
why they left, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I think
Nice.
your bike tour is really like beyond borders.
Ah, yeah.
It's
Well, I
crazy.
mean, like this bike thing came about so weird. Like, like I never mentioned anything about bicycle. And if you asked me last year, like, hey, would you go on a bike tour? I'll be like, "You crazy man, you siao." Because it's like in my brain, it's impossible to cycle, so far
Really?
until I met my friend.
Which friend?
So this one friend, like in the last month in Algeria when I got locked down, right?
Yeah.
The long hair dreadlock guy.
Yeah.
He is
Is
he
it
is a cyclist.
Mustafa?
No, his name is not Mustafa. His name is Mokdad.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mokdad Tahadi. So he's a crazy man. Like he made me hike like wow, a long, far, far, far away.
I
Like seven
saw
hours hike.
I saw
Yeah,
your
and
shoes like fall apart.
yeah. So that day, right? We did the hike twice. So one was pre-Corona season. So when I first met him, I did it, and then we hiked from the bottom of the mountain, basically the city, to the top of the mountain, and then we rested. The next day, we hiked again into the valley, and then back from the valley to where we're staying. And then the next day we hiked down the mountain. So 3 days we hiked like 60 something km, and the way that we hike, I mean, like it's not like you hike direct. It's like in some places it's like wow, you thought like you're gonna die because I'm scared. Like I almost thought like wow, am I gonna die or not? Because I almost fell off a
Wow.
cliff and stuff, and like, but it made me, I think, a lot stronger. He was the one who, sort of like broke me, because the
Wow.
second time, I told myself, like, I'm not gonna go. I said, I'm not gonna
Really?
go because the first time is shit, right? And then I went anyways because it's like, just come. And then we hiked. Same thing. And, we did the hike in the morning. We got there, we cooked. And then when the sun set, right, it's about 7 p.m. And then I was like, I can't go, man. It's so tired. And I was sleeping quite early those days because I
Yeah.
was sleeping with the sun. So by like 7:38, I was feeling so tired. And then I told him I was complaining. I was like, come on. And then he's like, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. And
Oh
then,
my god.
yeah, it's crazy because it's funny because at one point, right, I was looking from behind, and then he was carrying a stick, and
Uh,
then with his long hair, and then the sunlight was like in front of him. So I was like, wow, this is like a scene, man. Like he's like this old master, like just walking,
yeah, like
the stick.
Moses.
Yeah. Up the hill, right, up the cliff, one step at a time, and then we are just like no lights, so we don't turn on any lights, so we're like
Why?
super quiet, just walking. No, we don't use any lights and at night time we don't turn on any lights
Wow. Wow.
because first you don't want to attract people, second you don't need the light. So when
Mm.
you don't turn it on, your eyes will adjust to the surrounding really fast. and
Okay.
then you're able to see even without any moonlight. You're able to see. That's
Wow.
that's that's the yeah that's the thing I learned. I was like, wow, actually I can see
That's so
because
cool.
at first, yeah, exactly right. Because at first I'm like, I'm gonna turn on my red light because there's the red light, and then I can see a little bit. And then he's like, don't turn it on. I was like, ah. So after a while, uh, like after training with him, I felt like, wow, it's meant to sort of met this guy and train with him,
Wow, that's
And then yeah. At the end of the journey, when we got back to the mountain around like 11 p.m., right? He said he said to me, he's like, I think you're ready.
oh, it's like
That's when I was like,
give you the approval.
yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, wow, what the fuck is this? Like, and then that night I was actually solo camping. So because they were
Ooh.
staying in the chalet, and then I've been solo camping for almost 2 weeks. And then he said, "Do you want to come back to the chalet?" I said, "I don't want to go back to the chalet because of reasons like I fight with this guy a lot too because he's too egoistic and
Oh.
you know both of us are like sometimes, but he teach me a lot. And then when he told me that, and then I went back to my tent to sleep. Right, that night was like, wow. It's like like, wow, yes, level
Yeah,
up.
yeah. That's so good. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like you were there for so long.
about 100 plus days.
Did you plan to stay that long?
No planning.
Oh, you just
So
went.
yeah, just went. The
That's really
plan was to go for 2 months, and then the flight was to come back on March 15th.
okay.
I had the flight back on March 15th, but
Oh.
for some reason I don't want to come back because I was like I wanted to travel more.
Uh-huh.
And then and then I seriously didn't know like the corona thing is that crazy. I know it's happening, but I was like, fuck yeah, man, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then all of a sudden everyone became like, like on the streets, they're like, because I was in another town, another city, and then everyone is like, you know, no, you can't stay here, or giving me like the evil eyes. And then I was like, what the fuck, man, what's happening? Because, I'm the only Asian dude, everywhere I
Really?
go, you don't see Asian. No, you don't see anyone like us. So I'm standing out, like
Yeah.
really, really out. So, and they know once I'm in a city, right? People know I'm there because they'll take photo of me,
Really?
and then they'll yes, and then they'll post it on social media, and then everyone
Wow.
knows. Oh, I've seen you, and then I'm like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's quite crazy because it's a country that I don't think they encourage like tourists to go because if you ask anyone, no one has really been to Algeria.
Yeah.
No one, right? The
Yeah.
only reason I went is because of Mustafa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it looks so good. Okay, your pictures on Tumblr I saw.
Ah,
Wow. It's so
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm still updating them because I actually just show it to Venture, but she share it online.
Oh.
But it's fine. I'm like, whatever, it's meant to be out. So I'm
Yeah.
still working on that, and then I'm also doing the YouTube thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay, wait.
then and then yeah. Please,
Before we
please
go
ask.
on, I think you need to introduce yourself first.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi. I'm Weishen. Is this? Oh, this is recorded, huh?
Yeah, yeah, we're
Hello,
recording.
everyone. I'm Weishen. What's up? I'm
Woo!
from JB.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
Whoop,
yeah.
whoop, whoop. JB.
Okay, so I guess we would in last time we would introduce you as like a photographer, but
Uh-huh.
like you're so different now, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm so different now. When I was in the quarantine, right? 2 week quarantine in KL, when they
mm.
say, what's your profession? I say traveler.
Wow.
I just wrote professional traveler, nomad.
Weishen the explorer.
Oh, I just wanted to see. That's the thing now. I think a lot of the direction are going to change with because I lost the shop, everything, and all this stuff. didn't, just happens like this, and all of a sudden I felt like I can just travel and shoot stuff, and then live
Mm,
really cheap,
yeah.
and be sort of self-sustainable, and then I even thought like if I can't be earning, money from photography, I would just work. I have
Mm,
hands and I have legs. I can
mm,
work,
mm,
six, five, 400 to 600 ringgit. I'm fine,
mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
a month.
Okay. So
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 that
what
that's why.
actually what actually like made you want to start the bike tour? Because you said it was your friend. What's his name again?
That tak
Mock
hati.
Dad. Yeah. So was he a cycler or yeah? How did you?
Yeah, he actually toured like Europe many years ago. He was on Algerian TV because he's
Wow.
he no one does that in Algeria. He is like one of the kind like person, and I happened to meet him, and he he showed me a few photos, and then he said before we got locked down, right? I actually went. Okay, just right when we got locked down, so like March 18th, when I went to see him, right? He's like, just take a bike and cycle to Sahara. And then I was like, really? Can I do that? And then we went to a bike shop and then looked at the
Oh.
bike, and then I was like, wow. And then that sort of planted the idea, because before that, I was somehow, so the weird thing is, before him telling me, I was looking at some sort of like bicycle touring stuff too, just by
Oh.
accident.
Yeah.
And then I was reading this article that says like this guy, it's quite a good story actually. They're cycling sort of in the desert, but one going east, one going west,
Mm.
and then they met in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
And then, yeah, and then I was like, wow, this story is so great. And, and then I just sort of like felt, wow, like, and then plus then I've been traveling for like 2 months. I just sort of thought, um, like when you're traveling, you learn so much more, rather so much more than in school, like
Mm.
1 month of traveling is like 5 years, like just
Wow.
learning things and meeting people, that's so real. And the people that you meet, and a lot of things that people tell you, like especially like things that's like, oh, this is dangerous or that's dangerous. It's not, it's just that's what is keeping a lot of people inside, I think, and plus like the fear, like
Mm.
well, media always uses some sort of fear to say, oh, you shouldn't go there, you shouldn't do this, or
Yeah.
even our culture, like the Asian culture, like my
Mm.
parents straight up said, how can you go out, you die, or like they say you get robbed and shit. And then I said, well, if I don't do it, I won't experience it. That's the thing
Mm.
about going out to experience now.
Yeah. So how
Yeah.
did your parents react when you told them, "Oh, I'm going on a bike and I'm gonna tour the world"？
Okay. At first they say, yeah, yeah, 很好啊, good, good, good,
很好。
smiling. 很好, yeah, yeah, 很不错. And then when they realize like I'm just gonna go and not come back, right? They're like, oh, you're gonna come back in 2 months, right? I was like, no. And then at first maybe they thought I'm, joking. Oh, I'll come back. And then as the time passes by, they say, so many, because I keep, adding more gears and stuff, and then changing out stuff. And then they know, I think they know how serious I am now. Maybe 2 years ago they think not so serious, but now
Yeah.
I am serious because everything I do is like, wow, I'm sort of extreme. I
Yeah.
say I quit this, I quit this, I do this, I do this. So now now when I say I'm not coming back, and then they're like, wow, I think now they think it's real. Before they're like, I think you'll come back.
Oh yeah. But I don't know why. Like, there's this thing about Asian parents that they want you to like stay near. Like, they wouldn't think that you would leave. Leave. You get what I mean? Because I told my dad
Ah,
asked me, oh, so after you graduate, blah blah blah. I was like, no, I'm not gonna come back. I'm gonna work in the UK. That's my plan, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like, he suddenly like so taken back. He was like, oh, we prefer you to be near to us. You can find job in KL or SG. I was like, no,
Oh.
like I don't want that. But I don't know why they just have this mindset that you will stay near them like for your whole life. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes back to, like the Asian, teaching, and they always wanted to keep your kids around,
Mm,
your side, and then so you can be nice to them because they fed you, that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I can be near my parents too, but if they live in the UK, fine.
UK is not so close. Yeah, I know. I understand that feeling
Yeah,
because
I do understand too.
see, like when I graduated from the States, right? I was there for 6 years, so my time was a little bit longer. And then maybe that time I was also younger, and I thought, oh, maybe I should come back. Maybe something is gonna happen to my parents, that sort of stuff. I think as Asians, right, we do have that. Even though I say, I want to go somewhere, do something, right?
Mm.
Somehow something deep inside me still makes me go back to Malaysia,
Yeah.
But when I came back, I'm like, fuck, man. Like regret immediately. Like, whoa, what am I doing here? And I think a lot of people are like this. When I talk to some other, people studying elsewhere, they sort of came back for a reason, and then they're like stuck in JB. And
Yeah,
then
I think
think,
as a creative, it's quite hard to survive in
oh,
JB
definitely,
or
man.
Malaysia in
It's
general.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
well, in Malaysia in general, but JP is like sucking the soul out of you to like your last drop.
yeah, I think it's not easy to survive there. Oh, so you sold your laptop and you sold your camera, you sold everything.
Yes, I sold my laptop and then I changed into an iPad and then I changed into a compact camera, and then that would be what I'll be shooting. And I've been shooting some plants and some nature stuff, which I'm like, wow, I'm so happy shooting those because it sort of goes with what I'm trying to do now with the philosophy or whatever. And I'm going into the nature, and I'm reading a lot about Taoism, and they all talk about nature and stuff. So for
Mm.
me, I'm like, wow, this is great, like something easy, and also it seems so weird because with the um, before then, like with the philosophy is I wanted to do something simple and then earn some money because what I was thinking in Ken Studio right before was even though sometimes I get big money, right? I need to go get it. And then when I get the big money, I still need to be in the studio, like trying to work, to
Yeah,
editing photos.
yeah.
And then, and you know how shit it is, right? And then at the end of the day, well, I'm not shooting something that I really like and I'm proud of. I'm shooting some sort of like commercial shit, and then I got big money, but then when I'm unhappy, I spend it. I try to buy some stuff to like make me feel, oh, I'm happy.
Mm.
So now with this cycling thing, it's sort of like even though if I earn just a little bit of money, but I'm cycling, I'm outside, I'm sort of traveling, and I don't need a lot, and like to be out, it's already sort of like the gift, and um, that's why I kept thinking, even if I have like 10K, 20K, per month, it's not gonna still be enough because I did do get that money, from time to
Mm.
time in Ken Studio, and then every time something will break, and I need to be paying this shit, and
Yeah,
then and then at the end of the day, it's not satisfied too,
yeah.
so with this cycling, or maybe this is just my self narration. I'm telling myself like, oh, this is gonna be good.
I think we'll see, But so, what's your first stop? Like, can you tell us what's the map of your uh bike tour?
uh, you mean like okay? Before then, I did have like a world map, So from Malaysia, I go to Thailand, and then Myanmar, and then maybe Laos, and then that will take me 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. And well, actually, okay, let me tell you how I determine the map. Every places I go in the world, only two places needs to pay visa. So
Okay.
that's China and Azerbaijan.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, because I think the visa is a big part,
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
from Myanmar to Laos and then to China. So there's this thing about China now with me. I don't know why. Like I've been reading a lot of Chinese stuff. You know, just trying and like maybe going back to my roots. And my dad was like, "Oh, you should go back and visit. Your 家乡, your 老家."
Yeah, yeah,
And then I'm
yeah.
like, "Yeah, I will cycle there for sure." And then
Oh, that's so cool.
um, yeah, and then I said, "Wow." And then the guy, one of the guy that I told you about, from Malaysia, he
Mm.
started from what's that place? Remember, but somewhere, like near Beijing, maybe even more south, and then he went to Mongolia, and then he
Oh,
cycled from, yeah. So he
Mongolia.
showed me photo of Mongolia. I was like, like I need to do Mongolia. And then I also realized like, wow, there's actually a lot of things in China that,
Mm.
like I need to be there. Like there's a few like, wow, I can be there for like 6 months just to like travel and see what's in there. And if I need to pay more visa, I'll be in there. But that's the plan. Like in China. And China is so big. You can
Yeah,
explore so much.
yeah,
And I was gonna go in the southbound,
yeah.
at first, but then after talking to him, I realized like the Mongolia part, it means like up north, is
Mm.
what it looks really nice. And I'm like, wow, every day when I wake up, right, I wake up really early in the morning, and then the sun will come up behind the mountain, and then I'll make my coffee, and then I'll make my fire first. First thing, I'll make my fire, make my coffee, and then I will do some exercise, or I'll do some breathing, and then that's the best thing because at that point, right, I was like, wait, I don't have anything, and I don't have anywhere I want to be. I have some food, I have mountain water. So I was so relaxed. I was like, wow. And then I asked myself, would I want to be anywhere in the world? No, this is where I really want to be. And then
Wow.
I look at my belongings, I look at my bags. I was like, well, I have nothing, but I should. And that's why I feel great. I have nothing. And then, like the phone doesn't really work. I use the phone, just take photo, and that's it. So I was like, wow, in that period of time, right? Like waking up, sleeping, waking up, and just cooking. I wait for, maybe at about 10, 11, 8, 11, 12, I'll start cooking, and the cooking takes a long time too because we're cooking, like over the stove.
Mm.
And I was really happy, really, really happy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So in your latest post on your Instagram, you talked about how you're overcoming trauma from your childhood, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So do you
Hmm.
want to kind of tell us how has that been this year, or yeah, talk us through your journey about that.
Oh, okay. So I guess like because since young, I always knew like I wanted to do something sporty, and I'm always sporty, right?
Mm.
And I always knew I can do a lot of acrobatic stuff, like parkour and stuff.
Yeah.
But back then, there's no such thing, right? And then when I was in secondary school, right? This is also one thing I was talking to my mom the other day. I said, "How come I'm not in any ECA?" And then she said, "Yeah, how come you're not in any ECA?" And then I said, "I have no fucking clue because everyone has a ECA, And then I said, "Yeah, I should be in some ECA, but I wanted to be in the school, like gymnastic team when I was really young."
Yeah.
But then my dad says no. And
Mm.
then I think I always wanted to play badminton, on the side, but I wasn't ever invited to join the school team. And then I don't think we have a basketball team. I would play basketball and football on the side, and I would exercise a lot, just run around. But then I never had like a ECA, CCA, and that was something weird to me even now. Like, and then I just felt like uh, us, right? Because my parents kept saying like, you are a naughty kid, your teacher can't handle you, blah blah blah, whatever. And then I say, well, I am a naughty kid, but I've always wanted sort of recognition from parents because they're the next closest person. But they always just give me shit, they always scold me. 哟，成绩这
Yeah.
样差，笨蛋，你不懂你
Yeah.
笨蛋。So I I always felt like, and plus my siblings are really good in study, so I always felt like I'm in the middle and like this
Oh,
feeling,
yeah.
and then of course I would trust my friend more, in that
Mm,
scenario. Like you would go out with your friend, you would tell all your friends like all your secrets, and I guess like it happens really naturally, like when we are all like 18. I first started drinking, and then you smoke some weed, and then you hit the gateway drug, and then you take
oh
ecstasy, you go to
no.
rave,
Ah.
and then back then that was what people do, like you listen to trance, walao. and and then like you get high, you get fucked up, and then but you bond with your friend, like I have
Mm,
all this secondary school, we took ecstasy together, we're so tight, we have that love, the oxytocin, like just bonding, like
mm,
wow. And you feel so happy together. And I guess like no one really knows, because this is also one thing that I felt like I think a lot of people, I mean like in this society, because I've been reading a lot of philosophy stuff or psychology stuff, like it makes sense like if you're in like say 100 250 200 years ago, like your parents are the person who's guiding you, like there's a rite of passage, when you get to like 15 you do this, and then you're 18 you kill something, you be a man, you're like
mm,
yeah. But then now like all this stuff, oh shit,
ooh.
all this passage, for
Yeah.
a child to a man, I guess. And I was reading that, and then I was like, fuck, no one was guiding me. And then I felt like the teacher is not guiding me, because like in Singapore, if your education, if you're weak in school, the teacher would treat you like shit, in class.
Mm,
And I was treated like shit. Also, I like to sleep, so they left me behind. I just had my friends. So naturally, you just sort of do whatever your friends did, and
mm,
then I remember, like at 18, we started going out, and then that's why I wrote, like that was what I felt like that was the easiest thing to fall into, like drinking and then rave, all this, like wow, this is cool, like you
yeah.
would just do that naturally for a person like me, So I went and did that, and then I started doing more and more until when I went to the States, doing more drugs. And that's why I said, like, I thought that was that was good, that was my identity for a while, so that was what I thought, I was. And in the end, well, that happens for all these years. And I was looking at a lot of my old photos, and just thinking like, you know what really happened. Because for me, right, it's this path to be, I don't know, maybe it's just also the city itself. Like I can never be, like having an easy life, or just it's always quite hard, trying to, well, especially in JB,
Mm,
trying to, make ends meet, like
yeah.
things are not that easy. So uh I guess I guess that's why, like 2 years ago I have that change. And like I know a lot of things are not going so well, like my health are getting in, just from bad to worse. I
Mm.
can feel, because my body is telling me like, dude, you're, all this aching and shit, and then I was because I talk to a lot of people, they all say, oh, I have AIDS, but and then I used to think like well, it was from the drinking, and then I used to tell myself, it's okay, you can still, like try to lie to myself a lot,
Oh
trying to
wow.
still hold on to the drinking or whatever partying identity.
Yeah.
So I was, like that, and then I was quite happy with the identity, I guess, like trying to tell myself like, this is the person you are. Who else, like what can you do? And then I think I was listening maybe 2017 or even 2000, well, 2017, early 2017. I was listening to a lot of like self-help, like this podcast. And then, you just listening to all this stuff, and then you suddenly realize like, oh, a lot of people are into, different problems too, be it like health, medical, or they just poorly because like there's some poison or whatever, or since young, like their system are not working fine. So they all they have that story of like trying to be a better person, or trying to, because this is also what I realized, like if you don't change, and you also can keep blaming yourself and nothing will change.
Yeah.
And then I can keep carrying on with my old life, like going out and drink with my friends, and then come back and not feel happy, because I think a lot of people are doing that. Maybe they think, oh, I'm happy, but the baseline happiness, it's only that happy because now, wow, now it's super happy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then but when I was in that situation, I was like, wow, a lot of people are trying to face, like
Who's
their old self. So in the end, I just thought like, I'm gonna change too. And then that was I think everything sort of changes from, also a slow pace, but then with a change of mindset, and then with the ice bath and stuff. you
mm,
know I did the ice bath 2018 December, because I just sort of challenged myself. But 2018 mid-year, I was telling all my friends, I 喝酒喝到很累 because I just, so maybe I was trying to give myself power too. That's why I kept telling all my friends like I will quit drinking, and then I stopped smoking for a bit. I stopped smoking, so that was the relationship with the smoking. But then drinking was, I went to the UK, took a shower, and then the third week I jumped into the ice lake, and then I came back. I bought the thing. I bought in January. I bought the ice freezer, and then I think that's when it's like, wow, I just didn't think much. I just wanted to do it because it felt nice. Actually, it felt nice for me,
mm,
to have that shower and that pain, and
yeah.
then it also makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
So with that, and then I was also reading or listening to podcasts, people telling you about like the sauna, So I did that, and then I started doing fasting, all that sort of stuff. I just did it because, like if you wanted to change, and that's the only way that you can change, like you need to tell yourself a lot of stories like, okay, change. And then from then onwards, I slowly realized like, wow, the person that I think also one thing actually, okay, so I have this theory, right, where the body, the body used to be energetic when I was younger and trying to exercise, move a lot. But then through this like 15, 18 years, right, it's dormant,
Mm,
asleep, because you're drinking. I remember this, okay, when I was like 20, I went to the States, right? I had like acne problems, and now I know why. It's because of, well, your liver can't be taking, can't take enough, can't get away all this toxin, that you have,
mm,
because you're doing all these drugs, drinking alcohol, and then back then I just thought, wow, what the fuck, and then when I finally changed into, that person, I look back, I was like, wow. It's reminding, it's sort of like waking up, and then the body is reminding the old self to come back, so that's why I have this, a lot of this, like, wow, the older self of, because also I was exercising a lot, and then I was able to run a lot faster, do a lot more like athletical stuff, and then all of a sudden I from like feeling like shit every day, I was like, whoa, 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 and then
wow.
getting like just just waking up high, like waking up and feeling like, wow, I feel great, and then I feel, I did some exercise, and then I can feel like the blood just flowing in your
Wow.
whole body like heat.
Yeah.
So I just thought, wow, this is what I used to feel like, the energetic me,
Yeah.
and therefore I think the body is remembering the the old self and sort of waking up.
Okay. So do you wanna share your Instagram where people can find you?
Well, the Instagram is called Exercise Your Power, and
Okay.
then the other one, the old one is, forget about him. Well, the YouTube is also exercise your power, and
Okay.
I am actually gonna do it today, tomorrow, and make it, up for the first video, and so like in the near future, it will carry on, like having all the stuff will be on there.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good
Okay.
day.
See ya. Bye bye. Take care.